Wait a minute.
What's up? We're live.
StreamYard. All
Oh, I
right.
can't go live on
What can't you go live on? What's going
X.
on, everybody?
I can't go live on X, I guess.
I think I'm on. I think I just went live on X. I've already got it set up. So but it's.
Oh, no.
I think I'm on.
What's
I think I
happening?
just went live on.
Something's happening. Okay, sorry. I had a window pulled up.
Yup, and I'm
Tech
getting an echo
difficulties,
from your
everybody.
back end.
All right. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Realm Kings. And we are here with our friend Jules from the Gray Pill Podcast. We have Kaelen, Muggsy, Jules, and myself. I'm here, John Lee Chalbeck. And thank you so much for tuning in. Jules, what's up, brother? How's everything going in your neck of the woods?
Hey, man, it's going, dude. It's hot down here. It's the summer, but I'm still out here grinding in the garage, trying to put out a few episodes a week at least. Guys, I'm Jules from the Gray Pill Podcast. Been going for about a year and a half now, strong. I do have a lot of other shows under Gray Pilled, but Gray Pilled, as far as the brand itself or that show in general, which is usually my swap cast, my deep dives, my interviews, stuff like that. But I do a show called Elohim Etymology, diving in to the ancient pantheons from all of these texts that, we dive into, and mostly Sumeria. And, me and my co-host Adrian West, we kind of pick a certain entity or god and break them down, go through them. Go through like each civilization, who they were worshipped as, what their symbolism was. And so haven't done one of those in a couple months. So those are coming back soon. Adrian's a busy guy. He's actually an author. So just like yourself, John. I got Sound Science. I do with the Paranoid American. Shout out Thomas. We love Thomas. I think he was your last episode of the Realm Kings, which I think is awesome that you have like another show that you do now. I love it when people, obviously here I am explaining my 10 shows that I do. But I think it's a good way to branch out and kind of cover different topics and, have a different format maybe, but have that show with Thomas, and we have some of those coming too, guys. Don't worry. I know it's been a couple months, but he's been a busy man. So I also do a show called Sunday Chaos with a gang of dangerous retards every other Sunday. It's my terrible attempt at comedy and pushing back against cancel culture. So you can catch that live on Rumble and X. And then I produce for a show called Already Dead every Tuesday at 8:30 Central with Austin Picard and Jose Galison. It's a parapolitical call-in show, so it's like, not really in the realm that I kind of dabble in as far as the esoteric and the occult, but I'm learning more and more about it. Started reading Program to Kill. And so, Austin and Jose are treasure troves of knowledge and information. So I love producing on that show. And now I signed on to another show. I am a panelist on the Occult Rejects with Nick, Headless Giant, a bunch of people over there. Rebirth of the Word. Yeah, man. Bunch of good guys. I try to go on there whenever I can. Cosmic Peach, she's on there a lot. But yeah, dude, you know me, John. I just stay busy. I do a Patreon show every Saturday morning with my buddy Rat, Season of the Rat, and Subliminal Messenger, called Esoteric Book Review. That's Patreon only. It's exclusively. It doesn't get released to the public. We go through these treatises by Manly Palmer Hall, Steiner, some of these people in early esoterica. and kind of read them and give an opinion on it, what we think about it, what the audience thinks. And on Patreon, there's a smaller audience, so you can focus more on it. You can have I think a better discussion and whole. But and we do like Twin Peaks watch parties. We just finished Firewalk with me, so we'll be starting season 3 here and probably the next week or two, and we do the same with that. Having Isaac Wise up on here in the next few weeks to kind of do a show on Twin Peaks, so that's going to be a fucking banger. Oh, excuse my language. I tend to cuss sometimes, John. It's my first time on your show, dude. You've been on my show 4 times.
We don't really have any rules. You know what I mean? So it's like, if we get kicked off of something, we apologize. We'll try to keep the bad language to a minimum, just because how the censorship is. But you're definitely not going to hurt my feelings by saying anything. That's for sure. And Kaelen chokes other people out. Just hours ago. So.
And I don't cuss just to cuss. I just make sure it's fucking worth it,
Kaelen, you don't
it's got to
that,
fit in
that
context.
type of woman to choke someone out, kick someone's ass. You're very soft spoken and kind.
No, she's a super dark closeted dom, bro.
It's actually so funny. It's so funny that you said that. 2 fun facts. Number one, before I forget, it was Cosmic Peach. Shout out to Cosmic Peach, who's on my show once before. But it was her research into Marilyn Monroe saying that she was killed with an enema that made me be like, dude, what's in our toilet paper?
Where
and
did
then
you
find
see that?
What?
Oh, dude, her deep dives into shout out Julia, man. She really kills it. She only has a Patreon. Like, that's how deep her deep dives are. She's one of those people who spends hours and hours of her time researching, these things that like murders and stuff, but also serial killers and, false flags, psyops. But she's great, man.
Essentially, she broke down the Marilyn Monroe case and the autopsy and the narrative and she pretty much, long story short, that she was murdered by purposely being OD'd by the people shoving the drugs up her ass. Right?
When you put it that way.
And that's how, and she was killed instantly because there was nothing in her stomach.
That's just crazy.
But listen, this is what, as soon as I heard her say that, I literally Googled what's in our toilet paper, because it prompted me to think about absorption. Right. And then you find out that PFAs, forever chemicals, chlorine, and formaldehyde are the 3 main chemicals in mostly all toilet paper from the big 3: Meijer, Walmart, Target. And there's only one small little brand at Target that doesn't have any of those chemicals in it. And think about during 2020, when during their whole fucking scam, the elite are laughing at the grandmas who are fist fighting over the last poison toilet paper. Think about it. The grandmas were fighting over toilet paper. It was on camera, and they posted that all over the news because these grandmas were going at it over toilet paper, and it's who can get the poison toilet paper. Right. It's wild. When you think about it, and they're just sitting back laughing because that they don't use any of that toilet paper. Right.
They're just sitting on it, man.
They're just sitting back laughing at all the herd, fighting over whatever they present. Right. And it's just,
I have found that trading places with Eddie Murphy and Dan Aykroyd has come into just 100% over the last year. I have assimilated that scene where why does that camera always do that? Assimilated that scene where they're just standing there waiting, and then everybody comes in and they want to buy, and they're just sell, sell, and then they buy, like they're buying up, and everybody's trying to sell, and they're buying up really fast. But then when it came time for everybody to buy it back, they knew they had it all, so they were just selling it at top dollar. That's these old ladies with toilet paper, bro. Same thing, man.
And the second thing, Jules, before I forget, was that I had gotten Kaelen a fight at the Motor City Casino, and like, you know, I was her coach, and also, you know, putting on the fights and matching them, and she was fighting a legit fighter, you know, so I was actually kind of worried about, like, because the way she presents herself kind of is soft spoken all the time.
Yeah.
Right. Even in training a little bit, she's kind of like, I'm like, man, but when that fight started and she like got her down the ground and started ground and pounding this girl, like, I don't know what, like, if you saw like the highlights, like, you'd be like, what the fuck did that girl do to that girl? You know what I mean? Like, it's like,
Oh, I'd love to see it.
What did you like? What did you like better, Kaelen?
Or something.
Did you like the fighting at the casino, or did you like fighting in Lansing better?
I didn't fight in. I didn't get to fight in Lansing.
You didn't ever fight? Oh, okay.
Because that was when I tweaked my ACL again. That was supposed to be like the most fun fight card ever.
Yeah, I remember you had to miss that one. I was filming there for PD, and you ended up having to skip that one. But I didn't know if you had like a makeup match for that or something.
I like fighting at casinos though over anything else. It's just more fun.
Right on. Yeah, so Jules,
yeah, man.
I am the film guy in the MMA world. Like, I was the guy for like 15 years, man. And so that's how I know everybody. Was you know, we all used to be at the same venues every weekend. You know, awesome, I was filming, they were fighting. You know what I mean? And there was quite a while that John was actually a coordinator and matchmaker and things like that. And we're talking like, what, 10 years ago, John? Like, he got a hold of me and had me filming like on the docks over in freaking Detroit. And it was just like you'd think, dude, like freaking pavilion fights, man. Like nice pavilions. Like, this is like flea market pavilions. It's nicely done, you know? Yeah. So, but we moved on up to casinos, and, you know, that's our background together. That's why we all know each other
IRL.
Yeah.
All three of y'all. Okay.
Yeah, we've all sweated and bled on each other. Yeah.
Hey, what's your Twitter handle so I can repost the stream on my channel?
Oh, at Jason Mugg. MUGG. I'm completely doxxed. I don't care.
Gotcha.
Jules, so just to give kind of the audience an idea of, like, you know, where you are in this reality, you know, like, what do you think's going on out in this world? You know what I mean? Just a general cosmology of like what you, after all the research you've done and all the people you've talked to in the last year and a half, like, if you only had 60 seconds to tell the person next to you when you're getting off the plane, and they look at you and you're like, Jules from Grape Hill. Oh man, I've never listened to your show, but I've heard of you. What in the hell do you think's going on here? We've got 60 seconds. Like, what's
and I mean, in that situation, I would tell him to focus on his mental, and that the mental plane is absolutely everything. It's kind of like it trickles down from there. You have your mental, your astral, your ethereal, and then your physical body. And, you know, I'd tell him to, you know, I'd ask him if, you know, he was a follower of Christ. And this is all, I guess, in 60 seconds. And then I'd ask him, you know, I'd ask him to pray with me, or if he was a Buddhist or a pagan, or if he would like to meditate while I pray, or, you know, and I don't know, just tell him that, you know, this isn't the end. I don't think this is the end of, you know, some say that death is just the beginning.
You know, I saw Jules. I don't know how much you get out there to feel what the temperature is out there. You know what I'm saying?
It's hot, dude.
Yeah.
I'm in Mississippi, Of all
Yeah,
places.
no, I don't mean outside. I mean like the social temperature in our field of things, because
Yeah.
the template that you are on, your framework of what you, it's been a lot of what's been coming up in my feed. But there's this one girl that was started out on TikTok back during the COVID. Okay. And she was only like 15, 16 years old, kind of a black girl with nice hair, but she's very soft, and she always wears something on her head. And she had like premonitions, or visions in her sleep, and she would always talk about them. And she's been saying since 2021, 20 and 21, that the that Jesus and God are on their way. It's happening. Okay. And that the alien invasion is just the Luciferian complex, and that they gave the governments a two choice panel. But she was saying this, that it was going to happen now, like 4 years ago. And she's just like this young little girl, just like saying what's coming to her brain, so like but it's all coming true, man. Whatever, yippity yap. She was like, I watched her back then. Like,
Do you have this video?
I can
I'd love
find
to
her
see it.
again real quick, man.
Yeah,
I gotta
I'd
I gotta
love to
look
see
her up
it.
on my TikTok.
Well, I mean, how old is she?
Now she's like 21, 23, somewhere in there.
So when was this?
Well, I just watched it on
When-
OG Reacts last night.
Was she like a little kid?
OG.
OG Reacts, yeah, man. He's like my, like I like to watch big compilations at once. That way, it just feeds me everything I would normally watch. But no, now she's older. She started out when she was like 15, 16.
15,
Just-
16.
Yeah,
Okay.
just talking to TikTok about these visions she was having about the kind of the coming of Christ and what's going on in the world.
Is she
But
the
she
girl
was
that used to like dress, like her whole content was about like dressing, like short skirts, fake eyelashes, all this really crazy stuff, and then she became like out of nowhere conservative.
she might have. Let me see.
Sounds like a psyop to me.
I was about to say she sounds like a Fed.
Wow, yeah, you think? I mean, okay, let's go with that then. What, you
Yeah.
think that they're breeding them in that young?
I
know,
think
or-
they're women.
or
I think
do
they're
you-
going for
I mean,
influencers now that they're not. We're
Is
not
it a matter of
watching
who's her
celebrities.
parents? What's that, Kaelen? I'm sorry.
I said I
She's
think
a
that they're
homunculus.
trying to control our influencers now that we are not really watching the celebrities, or we don't really like the celebrities and what we've found out they've been doing.
Right. Yeah.
Now
and
that the
that's-
Diddy, everything's been exposed, so nobody's really watching Hollywood the way that they
Right?
used
It's
to.
kind of like find out who her parents are, right?
Well, you've seen lately with the stuff with Diddy, him being basically acquitted, and the stuff with Epstein, just Trump saying, forget about the Epstein files. You see now this that it is this giant act, right? This big play, world stage, in the grand scheme of things. And it's been like this for so long. Who was it? Wasn't it Shakespeare that said like the world is a stage? And Shakespeare wasn't, he's faking gay, right? So like,
I think
He's
he's just an amalgamation.
he was an amalgamation of
Freemason writers.
Sir Francis Bacon,
Yeah,
people
what I
that hung
believe.
out with Mary Shelley, that whole crowd, right?
And that's what Mark Twain believed too, because I literally, it's so crazy, Jules. I picked up a book out of this Mark Twain collection I have behind me. I opened the page of William Shakespeare. The very first page I opened, he's talking about how all the reasons that William Shakespeare was fake and gay. Like, for real. Like, it was so fucking crazy that I opened the book to that exact page of him going off on, like, just some of the reasons. And I was like, wow, like, I have to read this book. Like, I have so many books from my grandpa, that are, behind me in my, like, library shelf. And, like, it was so crazy. I just decided to open I just decided to open that Shakespeare.
I got her. I got her.
I wish I had books from my grandfather. I get shit from my grandfather when he died.
TikTok at ENT_LUVR, ent_lover.
Sounds
I don't
like
know.
a psyop to me.
Can I just
Okay.
type this in?
But she probably, she was a kid when she made her channel, so she was
Jake
probably
Paul was
met
a kid,
probably
forgive
like
me.
entertainment lovers. She loved entertainment. Man, I give everybody benefit of the doubt until they do something stupid or contradict themselves.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I
Like,
get
mean,
it.
some people. Okay, look, man. When this is an absolutely true story. But my last wife, like, before we even got married, we were sleeping in bed one night, and I woke up in just cold sweats, everything, and I had dreamt that God had come down and just mad, and just snatched me up by the back of my shirt and started flying me through life, just all through my whole life, and showed me my whole life, and then slammed me back down in bed and was like, "Do you think I wasn't there for you, helping you get to this point? Like, where are you now? Where was all your promises?" And so then, boom, we started going to church. We started going to a Baptist church. I became a Sunday school teacher and a choir boy. And I was in my early 30, like 30, 31 at age right around there. So yeah, man, it was like I had an experience where it was so vivid that I couldn't explain it away, that it wasn't just a message from God. Like, it was too vivid. Period.
Jules, you look like a choir boy a little bit. You got
Tenor.
that baby.
Looks like a tenor.
You got that baby choir boy face going on over there. Like,
Well, my name is Julian, which means youthful, and so I think me being named that, maybe I'll look, young until I'm 70 or something. I'll be what do they call it? A silver
He's
fox.
like, I'm 58 years old right now. Like, I just don't age, man. It's all that
you didn't
baby
know I was
juice.
45? No.
Yeah.
Hopefully I'll be a silver fox for my wife.
Right. But when you're out there,
Silver fox.
listening to people, back on what we were talking about, when you're out there listening to people, you're kind of checking out some videos here and there. To me, like, things like I experienced, like, I'm not trying to exploit any. This was like my own lesson, that I got. And it really, like, the only thing I can say to anybody else is, like, have you made promises you haven't kept? Like that kind of moral of the story, you know what I mean? But other than that, like, it was just this weird, vivid experience. Like, I felt myself hit the bed, like, boom, and like I just got up, and then Paula was like, what the hell's your problem? You all right? And I was like, I just had the weirdest vision, and boom, like, everything started happening. The pastor came in our lives. He told us we were going to have twins, and sure enough, we got the scan and the ultrasound, and it was twins. And like, I was like, because I told him I was a waiter at the time. And I used to, every Sunday, and Wednesday night after church, they'd come in to eat. And, that's just the schedule. And so yeah, man. And I told them, like, if you're right and these are twins, we'll start coming to your church. And boom, they were twins. So that's where we started going to church. And it was pretty cool, man. And but they didn't come out twins. But anyway, the point is, man, do you believe in contact? Period. Just period. Like, is there contact coming from our spiritual world?
Absolutely.
Do you think that the aliens are the gods?
No.
Now, okay, when you say gods, you do
Not
mean
God. Like the
gods of Mount Olympus, right?
Like
Yeah.
like any of the gods, like
Yes.
like Greek
Yes.
gods, this, that, whatever.
I think a certain class of them. I think there is a race of what you would call really just ancient humans, and but aliens, so to say, right?
They say.
And that can have all this great technology. You can travel through portals and all this other stuff. And but I think there's different races of them inside their own race. Like when you look into the Anunnaki or whatever you want to call them, there's like different ranks of Anunnaki. There's different levels, kind of like the angels, right? Like you have the cherubim and the seraphim and the Ophanim. These pantheons, all these guys had a job in these ancient mythologies. which could just be, you know, the archetype of this deity and what it does, right?
But you got to
do you
spread
believe-
that out amongst all the races, period. I mean,
Do you believe
got-
this is a rebranding of the same entities over and over, but from
Oh,
different
yeah.
countries and different languages? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, all these ancient stories, they're talking about the same race of beings.
so Zeus,
pretty sure.
let me give some examples for everybody that may be trying to like piece together what we're saying. So like Zeus, god of lightning, right? But then you've got over in Egypt, you've got Ra, which is the god of the sun, light. You've got India, the main Russia, that had like the one tool that everyone talks about.
Not just that, because those are different versions of God, right? But like not just that, but like Aphrodite, Persephone, Hermes.
Yeah.
They all had like
every
similar
little
characteristics,
Well,
and
in
no
these
matter what race
Anunnaki
you went
stories, all of these, like these main deities, Inanna, Utu Shamash, Nenarsin, who is the moon god, the god of Islam, believe it or not, they all had their own section on, and this is, you know, this is back at, I mean, the whole planet may have just been one continent, right? So, I mean, this
You
goes
think
back
humanity
to the,
goes back to Pangea?
well, yeah, absolutely, man. That's when I think there's some portion of the Garden of
What,
Eden.
John, hold on. John's got some input. What is that, John? Is that Moloch talk? Is that what is that?
I'm incapable of like just not laughing at any spreading of any like thing that we learned growing up in school. Like it just anything. Like it just it doesn't matter
he's
what
got
it
a
is.
point. He's
Well,
got
I mean,
a great point
if
because they
all
found
these
out
found
land
that
masses
it
were
could be-
one at any time, then a portion of what is over here, perhaps in the southern region, Florida, that area, the Mississippi Valley, was connected to the Indus Valley in some way, the Fertile Crescent, and you know is a part of that area.
I mean,
the
it's still
first thing they teach
Eden.
us in school is that Africa and
Now, John,
and
I'm not
South
saying
America
like
fit
when
together.
it happened. You know,
It
I
still
don't
could
know
be.
how long.
I'm saying it still could be. Like here,
Yeah.
just listen to me for a second.
Oh,
I'm
hey,
saying it-
yeah, no,
It still could be. Like
You're right.
This
No, you're
might
absolutely right.
might be why they don't let you walk this way that far, and then you know they give you. All I can say is that like these motherfuckers lie about everything. I mean, I'm talking
John,
everything.
we've talked
and it
about
wouldn't-
this. You know, I do. There's part of me that does think that there is an ice wall and that there are islands over that ice wall. But you know that I'm a hollow earth, right? So I still, I
Jules,
can believe both
Jules,
things. What's up?
if you want like one of those no straw man, no way anyone can dispute that there is something going on in Antarctica.
Yeah.
The fact of Admiral Byrd going to
dude.
the north. This is my greatest story ever is that Admiral Byrd went to the North Pole. We're going to make this super short and sweet. He went to the North Pole. He flew his plane. He flew into the North Pole, came out through some crazy hole out the South Pole, went back in, saw a bunch of crazy stuff, came back out, went to the government, told them what happened. They didn't call him nuts. They gave him 5 ships and 5,000 crew and sent him to Antarctica.
They got shot by a UFO while he was
and they
flying
lost
into
like
it.
350 or
UFO
500.
Contact him over the radio with a German voice.
Yeah, and it brought him down in there, and he met with some guy, right?
The Crystal City, yeah, man.
It wasn't. It wasn't until that second time, though, that they were like, "Okay, you're crazy. You're not going back. You're not going to talk about this."
Right.
Because
Well, the
first
three of
time
us
he
are
went,
from
he
right by
saw
Detroit.
something.
We can go stand right. I've got a picture right next to the Fokker, man, to his plane. The Fokker? I love that.
The
We
Fokker.
took kids on a field trip. Yeah. I was like, everybody in front of the Fokker. Come on. And we all took, that was his plane's name, the Fokker. The Fokker. That's the one he
Dude, I
flew
didn't
over
know
the
that.
North Pole with, man. Yeah. It's right over here in Detroit at Greenfield Village, man.
Yeah, him saying, there's a landmass as big as North America. That's
With
lush,
resources.
greenery, dude. He wasn't supposed to say that.
No.
He wasn't supposed to say that. They were like, I bet their assholes were clenched. They were just like, oh, fuck. Like,
that was old school TV when they didn't realize, crap, some people just say shit.
There's no beep button. You had to cut, the footage completely.
Did anybody see there was like a video clip circling around from Ghislaine Maxwell in 2018 talking about Terramar?
Talking about what? What's
Terramar?
Please expand.
Terramar. It was her talking about she's talking about how she has her submarine license and stuff like that, and how she's been diving forever, and so that she had like this whole ocean project. But then she says while she's on the podium that Terramar is a country, and then she makes it a point to say, I said country, not company, not. She's like, that's what I said.
Wow. Like it's its own island nation or something?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's probably where they're shipping everything to.
Me at all.
It's got its own,
dude, there's some unmapped islands out there, like way bigger than these little small ones, I think.
Dude, look how many islands Japan just realized they found.
Yeah, 300 and some odd straight. Oh,
no,
look at that.
It was an extra 7,000 islands.
Seven.
There you go.
No, 7,000.
So 7. I thought it was only like 300 some, but
no, it was more islands than they even have, and they said that. Oh, we just found these.
How do you just stumble upon that?
Because this is how much they want you to realize how dumb we are. Like, this is them making fun of us. Anybody that believes that they just stumbled across 7,000 islands after giving you this so-called satellite imagery of the fucking
and 150 million airline trips across there, like and all the satellite balloons taking pictures.
One of you look it up right now. One of you look it up right now and be like, how many islands did Japan just find in the last couple of years? It's just unbelievable. Somebody look it up.
I'll be the Google Meister.
Are you gonna? Okay, I was gonna say I could. But yeah, dude, no, I mean, just imagine the sunken islands that are out there, John. You know what I'm talking about, bro. Oh, you know how much is up under the ground.
Here's my cosmology, and I don't care who makes fun of me, right? And I'm not a flat earther.
Nobody made fun of John.
But I don't believe in anything NASA presents anymore. I used to be the biggest NASA fan.
Holy cow! 7,000 previously uncounted islands.
How dumb do they think we are?
That's straight up in the AI overview. Like it's not just some random website. That's the AI overview, and we're supposed to trust that, right? Right? Aren't we?
Listen, guys. There's no way.
I remember seeing that article when
it says
it came out.
It says It says a recount could mean Japan has 7,000 more islands.
Look, they're making fun of us all the time, and this is a perfect example, right? Just like the UFC doing that $7.7 billion deal. Like, I mean, right. it's all the one.
Oh, to move to Paramount. That Paramount move they just made? Yeah.
7 years, $7.7 million. Stop making, I mean, can we all just stop? Like, seriously, is it ever going to end?
I was going to ask, are there any new 77s that you found lately?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I gave him a picture a while back, Jules, right? So when you're leaving my town and you're heading towards Ann Arbor, the sign you hit says 33 miles to Ann Arbor, 77 miles to Detroit.
Detroit, yeah.
Yeah. Like that's the straight up. So they picked that spot and those numbers to put that sign up, man.
I think that
What does that say about Ann Arbor and Detroit? Go ahead, Kaelen.
I think that Trump invoking the 740 Act was like 7 + 4 = 11. John doesn't believe in that stuff, though. Like adding the numbers.
I didn't say I don't believe in it.
You gotta believe in numerology.
John, we had Zach Hubbard.
11.
We had Zach Hubbard on the Occult Rejects, I think 2 weeks ago, dude. Holy shit. I don't know, man. There's something to 33, definitely. There's something to 201. Have you found that in any of your research?
Event 201.
Well, yeah, that obviously, but apparently if you go on the Gematria thing, and you type in 201, it's all this crazy, real crazy shit.
I'm tied to perfectly.
I know that.
Look at the clock at 11:11 every day, no matter what.
That
My
happens
brain
to me and my
exactly.
wife a few times a day.
Yeah,
3:33. Yeah.
I don't get it, but
Crowley
it happens.
I think that could possibly be
Gematria, but
aliens
I just
talking
don't
to you.
get into it.
What'd you say?
I said I feel like that could be possibly aliens talking to you with the angel numbers.
Or like something trying to communicate with you, some kind of intelligence.
All right, I'm gonna show you guys something. All right,
that's actually
Jules. Jules, you're new to the show. These guys have seen me without my hat on before, so I want you to watch the cam. I'm gonna show you guys something. I was told a story of why these scars are here. Okay,
oh, dude, I'm stoked.
There, and then that one there. So it's these two scars on the side of my head, and then they actually connect across. And my mom said I was born with no soft spot, and they had to it actually manifested itself here in the bridge of my nose. So I didn't have bone in my nose, so they had to take cords out of my skull, cut across, pull my face down, and put a bone in there. But I'm a 1976 kid, and I think there's something weird about all of us, man. And I think she needed some money, and I got some crazy shit going on in my head because I get weird vibes, man. I always feel like life's a little different for me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I completely. Yep. And then once you notice it,
there you go, John.
You start to notice it more and more.
I was a sacrifice, bro. They pulled my freaking adrenochrome out early, bro. That was like 9 months old, as she said I was when this happened. So, and I got slits on my ankles. I got 2 scars on my ankles. Yeah, they're still there. I'm 49 years old, and the scars are still there on my ankles where they had to put the IVs in because I was just a baby. So
Gym Raiders.
now that we're into all this stuff, what do you say?
I was sorry. I tend to disassociate at times.
You're okay.
At times, Muggsy, and talk to the chat. And I saw Jim
fine.
Raider said, John, any new 77 coincidences? I just asked him that less than a minute ago. It's crazy.
Yeah,
but no, that's wild. You have slits on your ankles too, dude.
Yeah.
The UFC just sold. They just did a new deal. It's 7 years, $7.7 billion.
7.7.
Every single movie I watch, I see a new one. Like there's the new Captain America. He's like, there was a 77% chance you would not agree with me or some shit, and I was like, that's one of the dumbest ones I ever seen. Like, how can that guy make that freaking calculation? He's not a robot. Why would he say a 77% chance? How dumb. But you said something about 33, Jules, and I don't know if we've gone over this. I think we probably have, but this is my take on 33, and this is why I believe that they're obsessed with it. 77 is the male lead fallen angel, Semyaza. 42 is Ishtar, Inanna, Aphrodite, the Dark Mother.
Yeah.
And I believe 33 is just a shout out to the entire pantheon of the fallen, which fell at Mount Hermon, which was a third. 33% fell at 33 degrees, which Mount Hermon sits right at 33 degrees.
Yeah, so, if you go look at the Cedar Mountains, where they say in Sumeria that it was, which Mount Hermon was, right there on the Cedar Mountains, on the border. Oh, where it says in the Sumerian story where they landed, or where the Ajiji or the fallen,
it's right there.
Lesser Anunnaki went down. was the Cedar Mountains. And when you look, it's on the border of Lebanon and Syria, I want to say. And that's exactly where Mount Hermon is. So these two different stories from antiquity,
they match up at 33 degrees, and now all we
Yeah, there
see
you
all
go.
this, we see all this 33, this 33%, 33, 77, 42 everywhere you go. In my opinion, this is why, and they get us to believe it's your vertebrae. They get us to believe it's about Jesus' birthday, or when he died, or this and that. They get us to have all these different types of theories, and
I tell my
and
wife all the time that the Amish and the Jehovah's Witness are the only ones that got it right. Like the Jehovah's Witness, not so much, but definitely the Mennonites and the Amish. Like they're the ones that are like, hey man, we don't want nothing to do with any of this stuff, dude. You guys are whack, and they know not to celebrate like specific holidays and stuff. They don't bother with that. Especially the Jehovah's Witness, they won't celebrate any holiday that is not mentioned in the Bible. Like there's no such thing as Easter and Christmas and all that. You know what I'm saying? So, so basically, there are no holidays. They don't
It's
even
just
celebrate their
Yule
own
and
birthdays.
Ostera. That's all it is.
Right, right.
Just rebranding of other holidays. But I mean,
what do you think about that? Would you think it crazy to start a sect of just Americans right now that take on like the Amish tradition and just start your own new branch of that? Like why do people look at that like it's such?
I don't think that's crazy now. Like this day and age, no.
Yeah, to separate yourself.
5 years ago, maybe. But now, no.
He's like, but right now, no, nothing's crazy now.
I'm cool with arranged marriages for my kids, like all of it, dude. Like, let's take it back because
man, that's where you're at right now.
Society is cooked, and I'm not black pilled. I'm still gray pilled.
You kind of look like that guy that just started that White City down in Alabama or something.
I think we all just have to get priced out of these big houses.
Go ahead, say it again, Kaelen, please.
Sorry, Kaelen.
I said I think we all just have to get priced out of these big houses before that happens.
Right. Yeah. They can put me in a freaking motorhome. That's what I want to be in, man. I just want to be free and traveling and be able to get away from anywhere, whenever. Like I tell people all the time, man, it doesn't cost that much to prep. Like it really don't. Like things aren't happening right now that are where you're in dire needs. Spend $60 a month on a bucket of food, man. Bucket of dried food. By the time 4 months is up, you got enough extra food for 4 months for you and your family of 4. Like boom, that's not a big. And if you have to, break those in half because you really don't need to eat all that they're giving you anyway. So like small prepping is like not a big deal, man. Make sure you got a couple of those small propane bottles. Those are like $7-8. Buy 1 or 2 a month, make sure you got a freaking propane cooker. That's like $12-15 at your local store. Like not a big deal. Just put that stuff away, go camping with it, have fun with it, but know that you've got it. Make sure that you're, going camping with your family at least 2 or 3 times a year, so that everybody knows how to set things up and be outdoors and understand that sometimes things suck outdoors and it's rainy and you're not always going to have a great time, but you can get through it. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely, dude. Yeah, no, and those are some of the best moments sometimes, man.
Yeah.
You
Jules,
start to realize that. What's up?
Jules, let me ask you this. Let me ask you, you've done how many podcasts on the Gray Pill now?
On Gray Pill alone, we're up the next show Sunday with Esoteric Eddie. Shout out Eddie. Will be episode 112. But I used to co-host Schizo News Network with Nate from Reality Czars and Cody from Oddfellows. I did about, let's say, 30 episodes of that. 15 episodes of Cryptid Watch, about close to 15 episodes of Sound Science and Elohim Etymology. Episode 15 of Sunday Chaos is coming up. I've done over 20 Patreon only episodes and a bunch of Watch Party episodes, as well as going on other people's podcasts and stuff. I'd say I've done about good 300, 350 shows.
And out of all those
Right on.
350 shows,
Maybe right there at 300.
out of all those 350 shows, what is one of the most single-handedly mind-blowing, fucked up things that you've realized, that you've come across that you didn't know before?
That's a huge question, John.
Well, what's one of the first things that comes to your mind? I mean, you've intaked a lot of here's one thing for me, and I'll give you an example. On the confessionals, out of all the people that see Dogman and Bigfoot, so many people say the same thing, that they hear a metal slamming door in the woods before they see this entity pop up. That, to me, that for some reason, that it's just super interesting, right? It's just, you hear a metal slamming door in the woods, like a almost like a bank vault, like slamming shut really loud. Like,
Dude,
it's
one of the craziest things I've heard about that, when it comes to, like, because that's also been theorized to be a portal opening.
Dimensional tears, man.
Yeah. So the Native Americans say whenever juvenile Bigfoot, like young Bigfoot or Sasquatches, are first, they're like teenagers or whatever, they go through, I guess, an initiatory phase where they have to go in front of a group of humans or people, camouflaged, basically invisible. So that's why I think
almost like making a dude wear a skirt in a movie. That's like their like ritual.
Well, I do think they are basically products of fallen angel DNA manipulation. So they have these attributes that the fallen have that humans don't have. Right?
You want to know what I think, bro? Like, okay, so go back to I believe it's Apache, and there's the story of them. Real short and quick. They a band of Indians like chase down a group of giants in a cave and burn them up in the cave. And but I think Sasquatch are just like you're saying, like the giants are a branch off of the fallen Anunnaki / Nephilim. And so, bam, there you go. You got Bigfoots, which are those giants that just kind of had to like lay low, because the Indians had pretty much wiped them out. They didn't have the forces to fight back like they used to. And so that was it. They didn't really revert to dumb. They just reverted to like being overgrown, hairy, and just like, not kept up.
I was about to say it. If anything, supposedly quite the opposite. I've heard stories of people going and, looking for them.
Red-haired giants.
They hit the woods. No, well, I mean, red-headed giants and Bigfoot, I think, have a closer relation than we would probably know. But they would be going to the edge of the woods and they would hear, "Hey, don't come in here. I have children in here." And they
really,
like and I
like telepathically.
Yes,
telepathically.
So how aliens, how they supposedly communicate with people telepathically. Sorry, I ran out of breath. That's apparently how Sam Squam, which is Sasquatch, and
I would be more reactive if I heard, hey man, like, come on, bro. Like, I live here. Can you, just stop where you are. Like, I just want like a cool voice in my head that's just like an awesome dude. That's just like, yo, man, this is Sasquatch.
I think
I'm talking
probably
to you in your
quite
brain
frightening of a voice.
Dogman got in this guy's head and says, if you raise that rifle, I will run over there and rip your fucking throat out or some shit like that. Like,
I've heard that one.
And I'll kill your son too. Like,
yes.
because he was out with his son and they both saw it and they froze. and like Dogman looked right at him.
He
And
said
what
he
happened?
heard, right?
Yeah, it was in his head, like
Yeah.
telepathically. The voice is like, I will run over there and I will rip your throat out and kill your son.
All right,
Or
but
some shit like that.
But what we're
Listen,
hearing, what we're hearing now about cryptids, you know what I'm saying? Like all these news stories since social media and everything, like we've got people out there that like that is their life hunting Bigfoots and cryptids now.
I had a
you
show
know?
called Cryptid Watch. I'm supposed to go cryptid hunting with the fucking boys from Cult of Conspiracy.
Right on.
They need
My
to hit me
boss where I used to work, he's like a big time Bigfoot fan, and like I love Bigfoot. I think the new Bigfoot AI stuff is hilarious. I think it's
that
just
is pretty funny.
yeah, it's pretty damn funny. But yeah, like with all the new stuff,
Love
like
Squat.
this isn't stuff we heard back in the 50s, 60s when you know, like there was like the one sighting of Bigfoot, but where's a lot more of our older stories? How come they're not talked about? It's all about the new modern stories, and people are kind of like to me, it's just getting a little over the top with you know, the telekinesis and you know.
Well, the stories, the ancient stories, kind of about the Fae folk in Ireland and stuff, they could be very well connected to Bigfoot as well. They could be like shapeshifters. Like I don't know if you've heard of hobgoblins and like all these other cryptids, dude. Like
Yeah,
I had a
him and
show called
Spider-Man
Cryptid
had a
Watch.
hell
I
of
did
a
15 episodes
run
of it.
against
I
each
think I
other.
mentioned that. yeah. But I do think that they are all either, if not like an elemental, then they are something that was created or brought here from another place, or maybe some inner earth race of creature that we know nothing about because it's been kept from us because it's inside the earth. But it, you know, it's something. There's something. There's creatures out there, dude.
There's a Kong Island somewhere.
Yes, and we are on Kong Island.
Right on. Well,
yeah.
I love cryptid talk. I think cryptids are amazing. And, you know, I mean, I lived out west for a long time. So Chupacabra was like the thing, you
got
know,
a photo of
like
a Chupacabra.
Yeah, but I mean, that was used to be the boogeyman story for Mexicans. Like that was their boogeyman story. If you screwed up, your mom would say the Chupacabra was going to come get you. You know what I mean?
Got him in before 8.
Right,
Well,
you know,
I mean,
and now it's just this like, you know, it's eating sheep and babies and whatever.
Well, it used to be something different too. Like if you hear Juan on Juan talk about the chupacabra, it was not like the dog thing that they show you now. It was a completely different thing. So he says, you know, it's interesting to hear him talk about it because, you know, in Puerto Rico, you know, and in other places,
yeah, it was more of a vampire bat looking, like not with wings and stuff, but like in this weird morph, like vampire bat looking thing that could suck the blood out of you. You know what I mean?
Like a Mothman?
I guess
Mothman,
but not big like that.
Mothman, I think, is.
We're talking about the size of a coyote. You know what I'm saying?
Trivia question.
I think Mothman is a fallen angel. To be honest with you.
Trivia question. The Mothman showed up and what bridge fell down and what movie star played in the movie about it?
Oh, that was I know.
I don't know what bridge it was.
It was New
wasn't
Hampshire?
it the Mothman Prophecies?
The Mothman Prophecies was the movie. Who was the actor?
The Ashton Kutcher?
No, that's Butterfly Effect.
It's older.
Older guy.
Way
Gray
older
hair.
than Ashton Kutcher was like still
Kind of
mowing
like
lawns
has an
for a
Ashton Kutcher like
Anthony
douchebag
Hopkins?
vibe. Hey,
No,
No,
that's
the
Silence
guy-
of the Lambs.
Fucking shit, dude.
Richard Gere.
Richard
Oh,
Gere?
man, I had that in my brain, and I didn't even
That's
see
why
that
you're-
movie.
That's why
Fucking
we all
Pretty
forgot
Woman.
about it right there, Richard Gere.
Gere. And it was the Point Pleasant Bridge.
Here's a
Point
story
Pleasant.
that happened to me 2
Okay.
years ago at Comic-Con. So I freaking run into they hired Tom Arnold to come do the comedy stand-up for this Comic-Con, and it's like a small little like literally like 1 foot stage, not even a foot, like an 8-inch riser in a hotel like lobby bar. Like he's standing there doing and he tells this story of him and Richard Gere, and Richard Gere stole Madonna's like spoon collection. I was like, and still like and he gave me a cold attitude. I was filming the whole thing.
Allegedly.
Yeah. Yeah, allegedly. He gave me a cold attitude about it, and I was like, and still people don't know who Richard Gere is, bro.
Yeah, usually a movie with Richard
Like
Gere,
people
I'll
go, is
probably
he
turn
James
off.
Bond? No, he's the other UK guy.
Yeah, James Bond fucked.
I have a question to get back on topic.
Yeah.
Do you think that Lucifer is real? Or do
Yeah.
you think that you do? Because he's not really like in the Bible a lot.
Well, yeah, I can answer that for you. So Lucifer was first worshipped as the planet Venus. So, and when it was referred to in, I believe, was it Isaiah or was it Matthew? I'm not so sure. He's referring to a king. So it's basically a comparison. But the Lucifer archetype, and I don't know if you know what an egregore is, but it's basically a thought form that over time can grow and grow. And Lucifer, the archetype, was carried by Samael, who was the first fallen angel. And this in Sumeria is a guy known as Enki, or Nudamud. He was a scientist. He's the one who created Sasquatch, and he's the one who did all these DNA splices and gene
God,
things
right?
with,
Anunnaki God.
Yeah, one of the two brothers.
What's the magic word, John? Homunculus. Homunculus? Isn't that how you say it?
He was making homunculuses.
Yeah, right.
He was definitely, but and this is, he was worshipped as the water god, Dagon, Poseidon. He was depicted times with horns, sometimes with the fishtail, but his domain was the Abzu, or the great abyss, the deep ocean.
But always it seems the devil's depicted with some sort of staff or a trident.
Okay.
You ever notice that?
See,
like a lot of times the devil gets that, but and as far as your Venus thing, the mention in the Bible of him being the morning star is where I see the reference.
Wait,
some people say that was referencing Jesus, and I was like, no, that's not referencing
because I looked
Jesus.
for that, because I know that before the sun comes up in the morning, Venus is in the sky. So
right.
I know that there was some kind of story there about
and
Lucifer thinking that he was brighter than the sun, or Venus thinking that it's brighter than the sun until the sun.
The
comes
sun
up.
being God, right?
Mm-hmm.
In those ancient mythologies, and so that's the feminine aspect to Lucifer, because I think the Greeks referred to Mars as Lucifer. I'm pretty sure it was the Greeks. I may be wrong on that. And so there's the male aspect in that, and Samael was the regent of Mars, even in like the Rosicrucian mysteries and all those, all that stuff. He is the regent of Mars. His archetype,
the Greek is mischievous,
embodied Mars. So
mischievous
Mars,
guy. That's sorry, buddy.
no, brother. You're good. Interrupt me whenever, please, because
I'm just embellishing on the Greek form of what Mars is versus the Roman form. Roman was Mars, the god of war. Greek was Mars was a mischievous, kind of like an antagonizer.
Yeah, and so the roles of some of these gods.
It's the same thing they did with Loki
over time. Yeah, and some of them kind of were they interchanged with another.
So was Loki a spin-off of the Greek Mars when white man finally made its way far enough north, or was it that
Loki
already existed
Norwegian.
with the Vikings? Yeah, it's a Viking Norwegian thing, right?
Yeah, the story of Loki, all the Odinic stuff, I think, was just one portion of the Anunnaki story. It's very symbolic as well of creation. So it's one of the things I have yet to look into, actually. I know a little bit about that and the ancient druidic mysteries, but
right.
That's some stuff that I've dived into lately. Been diving a little bit into King Arthur. and
Jules, it's interesting that
Merlin.
you're having Esoteric Eddie on next week because he wrote a book called The Lucifer
For
Mystery
mysteries
Revealed.
revealed. Yes, sir.
And he pretty much lets you know in that book that that Lucifer is really a saint, and that the whole fucking archetype is all pretty much bullshit. And he wrote a whole book on pretty much Lucifer being based off this saint and this rebranding that's always being done by
Yeah.
all these fucking people, right? Became Lucifer. And you know
Right.
how I feel about it. I always refer back to the book of Enoch, which, the main fallen angel is Semyaza, which is where I always go back to, right? So
Yeah.
when
Well,
when with the organizer of the fallen pantheon that came down in the book of Enoch is Semyaza, and in my opinion, Lucifer is just a rebranding of that fallen angel, right? And pretty
I agree.
much every other civilization, like you said, has rebranded this to their liking, to their name, right? So
Well, yeah.
this
Prometheus. You have
Semyaza, but I always, whenever I'm explaining this, I always just use the Book of Enoch to explain it, right? But
I hear you.
but it's the same. It's the same as like when you're talking the Sumerians, right? This is the same entity. Whoever's at the top in that civilization is exactly who I'm talking about from the Book of Enoch. I just
Yeah.
always go back to that because
I think
feel
we
like
circled right back to the beginning of the conversation
Well-
when he was talking about Pangea, and we've been here for millions and millions of years.
no, we didn't circle back to Pangea at all. I don't know where the fuck you got that
Because
from.
you're talking about the
Semyaza.
Sumerians, man. Because you're talking about our first earliest
We're
form
talk-
of.
We're talking about fallen. We're talking about fallen entities. It has nothing to do with geography at all.
Well,
like
Samael goes back into ancient Kabbalah mysticism, the light and the dark, because, a certain group of people think that Samael was a necessary evil, right? But just his attributes and the archetype in itself is very representative of Enki. And, regardless of, Eddie has his views and his research is very, very good. And then that is true about, that one saint was being slandered by this other guy in his propaganda campaign to run for bishop or whatever. And he referred to him as Lucifer, right? Which is like a defamation thing. And but over time, Lucifer's been worshipped, and we know this. There's, Luciferic cults. And like you said, by different names.
Well, Trump's
so the
worship
of this entity, this energy, I think it very well does exist as if you want to call it a archetype or a certain kind of deity.
It's like an agent of chaos.
Well, being created, and this goes into
powers
what I was talking
and
about, the
principalities
egregore.
of the air. That's how the Bible describes it. The powers and principalities of the air.
Yeah, which is I think maybe talking about air elementals, but yeah, man. There's many ways to look at it. It's a very deep dive. It's a deep discussion.
The way I really look at it and view it is, and there's a lot of revelation of method and evidence towards this, is that they constantly have to rebrand and give you false names so that you can hold no power over them. Because when you find out the real name, after you've invoked the name of Christ so many times when you're battling these entities, right? And then they finally give you their real name, and that is when you can complete the exorcism, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it was just like in the movie The Pope's Exorcist. He goes, "Tell me your name, Satan. Tell me your name, Satan." Right? Because Satan isn't a name, but so many people think that this is the devil, that this is Lucifer, that this is this guy, right? And I believe this is why the elite spend so much time rebranding, is so we find it very hard to combat these things
Right.
on their level because we don't know their real name.
John,
Well, Satan.
the
Sorry, Moses.
the reveal, the you know what you call the that they have to reveal things, right? What do you call that?
Revelation
The revelation
of
of
the
the
method.
method.
Thank
I
you.
don't call it that. James
Okay.
Shelby Downard and
I think
Michael
they told
Hoffman
us
call it
one
that.
time. I think they told us one time what his name is. Oh, look at this, man. This is the government panning out on me so that they can figure out where I'm located because they know I'm about to give away secrets, bro. One time, revelation of method, bro. Guess what the Satan's name is? Anybody can tell me? Somebody who promised people things, somebody who could do anything you wanted if you just sold him or gave him your firstborn. Who was it? What was his name, guys?
What are you talking about?
Rumpelstiltskin, man.
I believe.
No, I don't know
Rumpelstiltskin
that, dude. Look
was
into that
more-
story, bro.
I think Rumpelstiltskin was more of a homunculus or something, or like an alchemist even.
Sorry, man.
But
Hey, I
Satan,
can't
you know,
go crazy.
Satan being a title, the adversary, right? Kind of like Baal means Lord. It's being attributed as a title, and so I think it referred to different deities at different times. Semyaza being Satan at once, Set, Marduk, and when you look at these stories, these deities in particular were very close to each other, because they were family, somewhat
I'm
related.
gonna do a deep dive into Rumpelstiltskin now, man.
As well as Enlil, right? The brother, he may have been the first adversary to the creator, but man, I mean, it's really a lot to get into, and it's a lot of research. And like I've said before, there's a lot of stuff that I've uncovered along the way that I've had to change certain things, and my opinion on everything. I could be wrong about everything, right? And I know that. But the from what I've concluded, you can connect the dots with a lot of this stuff through many ways.
Well, you just made reference to Enki and Enlil, with Enlil being the adversary to Enki, right? And that stems to the Cain and Abel story.
There's three.
And the two brothers that
right?
fight each other because one is jealous over the other.
Anunnaki gods.
No, Enki. They were like the
Anu,
African.
There's Anu, and then he had two sons. They were actually stepbrothers. And this goes into my co-host Adrian's his research. But that's a difference. But then there was a daughter, their sister wife, and you see that with Zeus. You see that in all these these gods. They had a sister who was also their wife with Isis. Which is also, I think, a title or an archetype. But, and that was Ninmah or Ninhursag.
The way the stories carry over through time, though, just like
they do,
they pair up so well, but they were just different forms of like with Enki and Enlil and Cain and Abel, the two story differences, or Isis chopping up and then chopped up. Oh, come on, help me out. Chopped up the homeboy into 13 parts.
Osiris.
Right? Osiris, thank you.
Yeah, well,
my brain freezes. I know my stories, but my brain freezes.
Right? Like in these stories, they're all related. Like Enki is Osiris's grandfather or whatever.
Right. Yeah. And if you tie that together with the story of Moses and then all of his grandpas and then downward, from there too, like going into
even the
Noah.
Humans were living for thousands of years before, that DNA, I think that whatever they had was either cut or taken out of them, somehow, just somehow along the way.
Trivia question. How old did Lemachus live?
Lemachus? Who's that?
Isn't that Noah's grandpa?
Lamech?
Lemachus was the
Was that
grandfather
777 years?
Yes.
Yeah,
Good job. Man. Yeah. Good job. Woohoo.
Are you sure that wasn't Noah?
No, it was like Enoch's grandpa, wasn't it?
Because I was going to say Enoch was 365. Let me see. Hold on. I actually have.
Was it Lamech? I think it's Lamech, right? Is it Lamech?
But he was like Enoch's dad or grandpa, wasn't he? Like that lineage behind him, or was it not in front of him? Wasn't like the downstream lineage. Because Lamech became a phrase for something.
Revenge.
Is that what it is?
Let's see. Dude, what the hell? I thought I had it. Oh, hold on. No.
I used to have the E-sword.
Our friend wrote a book. We were talking about Bigfoot earlier. Our friend wrote a book that Esau was a Bigfoot, which has really been gaining a lot of.
Yeah, shout out Doc Brown, dude.
Yeah, and it's a very interesting perspective, and he really does, go to the Bible for the evidence, and I think he makes a great case for that. Esau was in fact a fucking Bigfoot.
Yeah. We need to get Doc Brown on a show with me and you. I really want to start putting these round tables together. I've been talking to Top and Raven about it too, so think we need to make it happen. Make it happen, Captain.
Yeah, I'm ready, for sure. So, anything exciting coming up for you? We can start wrapping it up here. I gotta wake up and.
I was gonna say it's late where y'all are.
Yeah, I gotta wake up at 4:50.
You're on the same time as I am, but you do have to wake up. I think you're on the same time.
No,
as I am.
You're
Eastern. You're Eastern. Yeah.
You're an hour behind me.
Dude, just I had a great time tonight. Thank you for having me on, man. These are some of my favorite shows where there really is no topic and you just go in just talking. Especially meeting you guys. And I'd love to get y'all on as the Realm Kings, obviously. Y'all can see because only a little bit of my audience was here tonight. But they usually get pretty rambunctious in the chat. My shows can turn into a wildfire at times. But it's always a good time. And so, yeah, man, I mean, I'm just trying to,
Holy cow, I didn't even see that there's 220 something comments.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
I had 79 people swing by on my stream on Twitter.
I got to make an account so that I can stream it.
I streamed to YouTube, but
thank you everybody for stopping by.
I would have gotten way more viewers on X.
Yeah, let me read some of these. These are hilarious. She says, all this toxic masculinity, not letting the woman talk.
You can pull it up. Hey, you can pull the comments up if you want. You can click on them. Yeah, there you go. What's up, Fire Pixie?
Funny.
Shout out Fire Pixie.
Oh, man.
Yeah, thank you.
Is that your friend? Your
man.
Friend?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
My audience, dude, they have made my show. They've helped make my show what it is today. Samuel Fromstein, come by more often, man. I don't know if you're on. I think you're on.
Is no one going to address all the new exoplanets created by the Ascended Mormons?
Well,
Yeah, I had no idea about this. So maybe,
this is my guy right here, John. He does the esoteric book reviews with me Saturday mornings. You should come by one morning, man, if you're not busy. It's on Patreon. It's a small.
Is it ever on Saturday? If it's ever on Saturday morning?
Yeah, that's when it is.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I could.
I think maybe Elon's an ex-Mormon, and that's why he's trying to get Mars. Like he was excommunicated as a Mormon, but he still wants to have his own planet.
Something before we get out of here, I think he wants Mars because I think Elon is that new Samael, Lucifer, energy archetype, whatever you want to call it.
I listened to that 4-part that Isaac Weishaupt put out.
Well,
Oh,
you lost
man.
me. You lost me at space. You lost me at space travel. So but whatever,
He thinks
whatever,
that the chip in his
whatever's
brain
clever.
already has the chip, and the chip is an angel.
What? Really?
Yeah, Isaac Weiza put out like a 4-part series about how he thinks that Elon Musk
I gotta
already
talk to him
has.
about that.
It was interesting.
I'm glad you brought that up. I have to talk to him about that when I have him on. Should be having him on this month. Having Eddie on Sunday, guys. Noon Central. Esoteric book review Saturday morning. If y'all want to, if my audience on Patreon wants to start Twin Peaks season 3 this week, we can. If not, we can wait till next week. It's not a big deal. And yeah, just may do another show. May do a Friday night show. Depends. My son's birthday was last week. He turned 12, so he's having some guys over to spend a night this week. Some of his friends. So that may be Saturday night though. So may do a Friday night show. Yeah, guys, you can find me over on X at Graypilled Pod on Instagram. When I decide to post, I swear I'm going to start making more shorts over there. I have to hire somebody to do it, maybe. If anybody wants to do that for me, hit me up. Graypilled _podcast. You can find me on Rumble. All my content on Rumble. My select content, not all of it, on YouTube and Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all that good stuff. Graypill.locals.com and patreon.com/graypillpodcast. I post the Patreon links to Locals, so support me either or, but we do a lot of cool things on Patreon, and you get a free sticker pack when you sign up.
Nice.
So, yeah, got a lot of tiers on there.
Speaking of sticker packs, my project is I've got a series of projects, cartoons and other things that I create. If anybody wants to check it out, they can check it out at www.world8.io, and that will include the Grungy Geezers, which is my fictitious cartoon band that my buddy and I have created, and you can buy NFTs, stuff like that. But a lot of it's based on blockchain and stuff, and we just have a blast with all of our characters. They're going through a zombie apocalypse now, and the next series of cartoons are coming out on our January grand launch of that. But yeah, we're starting to hit Comic-Cons through going through 2027. We're booked out in Comic-Cons across the whole Midwest and East Coast. So yeah, man, we're talking to some people about getting some toys made out of some of our characters, and as well as small graphic novels.
Dude, you should talk to Paranoid American, bro.
Yeah, right on.
Yeah, he's the homie. Go to paranoidamerican.com/discount/graypilled, 10% off. You can get you a Are You Under Illuminati Mind Control that him and Donut put out.
Hell no. You see what I'm filming out of? I'm in a basement, bro. Like, this is there's the Illuminati's got me. They need to start paying me, man. Like, dude, I will take some of that money. Like, serious. I don't care.
I'm telling you, you should put like a conspiracy twist on some of your stuff. Or, I mean, I think you said that you were doing that. That's awesome, dude. That's a great brand to have. And
I think all of us have got that Instagram inbox of the Illuminati inbox that you get on Instagram. They're
no, not me, dude. I haven't made it.
We'd like you to join the Illuminati. Would you? It's like, really? Is this how you go about it? You send out inboxes and Instagram asking people to join and, check out this email link. No, how about I don't? How about I'm not clicking your links, dumbass? Anyway.
Hey, Kaelen, anything from you to close it out? You got any final words you want to say?
I don't know. That's one of my favorite topics, the gods and the planets and everything like that. I think on the last show you were talking, John, about specific like coordinates and stuff. Like, why do they always pick these coordinates? And I feel like coordinates are always something that's picked with like the stars. And I feel like even like different planets that are associated with different gods like move in the ways that they say like these gods had traits, right? Like, kind of, I don't know, stuff like that. I think it's really cool. Not too much on my end. I don't have my own podcast. I just hang out with you guys.
Well, you're gonna have your own podcast one day. It's gonna be bigger than all of our podcasts, guaranteed. Like, I promise.
We'll see.
All right.
Well, my life.
thank you so much for checking us out tonight. We had a fun time. I'm figuring out the comments here as I closing out. The next show will be even more fun. Thank you so much, Jules, for coming on. You can find me at the It's Not What You Think podcast. It's Not What You Think on Instagram. Semyaza77 on Twitter right now because I've had my Twitter stolen from me twice, and I'm trying to come in from
That's bold.
the back way to see if maybe I can get some
You think they're
traction.
gonna give you a pass?
Pretending, yeah, pretending to be one of them, So yeah, John Lee Chalbeck on Facebook and Instagram, and thank you so much, everyone. As my dad will always say, stay the course.
Right on. Good night.